What's up, guys? Thanks so much for stopping by the channel again today. We're continuing on our series of scenario reviews or mission reviews here for Kill Team Arena. So today we got an interesting one. It's called the Battle Brothers mission here, and it's a Stockpile specifically. So this is an actual team mission, which is really fun. If you never tried that before, definitely worth your time to check that out. So the little background blurb for it is, having carried out weeks of surveillance on an enemy storage facility, a kill team has called for support from an allied force operating in the region so as to penetrate the building's formidable defenses and overcome its elite defenders. So this is, again, a really cool one featuring teams. So this is a mission for 2 teams of 2 players. Each team chooses 3 arena objectives as described on page 20 of Kill Team Arena, and each player musters a Battleforge kill team, also as described on page 18 there. So this mission is played in a kill zone armorium stockpile. Create the battlefield by placing 2 of the game boards next to each other and setting up the terrain exactly as shown on page 12 to 13. We'll flip it over here in just a minute so you guys can also see what that looks like. Then set up 5 objective markers as shown on the reverse of the card. No scouting as normal here. The teams roll off, and then the team that loses chooses whether to be in Team A or B's deployment, and then the other team obviously gets the other zone. The teams then take it in turns to deploy a model from either of their players' kill teams, starting with the team that lost the roll-off, and then basically continue on for that. Once all that's done, then it's basically the first battle round. So again, 4 rounds for this one, and checking the victory conditions here. So some interesting ways of scoring points. So take and hold, first of all. So at the end of each battle round, keyword each battle round there, each team scores a victory point for each of the following conditions that they satisfy, max of 3 points. So basically, you control 1 or more objectives, not too difficult, right? You score a point. 2 or more gets you another point as well. And then as long as you have more than the opponent, so that could be 1 to 0, 2 to 0, 2 to 1, whatever, then you also score a point there. So that will make for some interesting back and forth. And basically, the maximum is 9 points total on that particular area for the whole game. Arena objectives are bounty hunters, cut apart, cut off the head, domination, and recon sweep, which are all fitting for this, and also rapid assault here. So at the end of the movement phase, score a victory point if 3 or more models from your kill teams charged, your team's kill teams charged in that phase. So again, with 2 players on the team, that should be fairly easy to achieve at least a couple times, assuming you're not getting shot off the board. At the end of the battle, the team with the most victory points is the winner, naturally. If there's a tie, then it goes off of whoever has the most objective markers, and if that is still a tie, then we go for a draw. So let's take a moment and flip this over so you guys can get an idea here, and I guess this is best to do it vertically. So basically, 2 identical boards here with plenty of things going on. And again, you're fitting 2 separate boards together to form 1 larger board because you have 4 players involved. It would get a little bit messy if it was just 1 smaller board here. So again, since these are basically mirrored, we'll just take a look at one of them here. So you have some interesting options there. You can see where the objectives would go, though. So you have 1 dead center between the 2 boards, and then 1 kind of halfway or right in the middle, fairly close on each player's board per team. So two on your side, 2 on their side. So that being said, you have a couple of doors to get through right away. Then it's a matter of really who's going to race and kind of control the center, I think. And then if you're trying to really push into the opponent's zone, you certainly have that option. But again, keep in mind, you don't want to get greedy. You don't want to get caught out and put in a bad spot where you're going to start losing models pretty quick here. So again, you control you get a victory point if you control 1 or more. You get another one if you control 2 or more. And then the other one was just as long as you have more than the opponent. So really, you don't have to get to their zone to score that last one. You just want to make sure you hold yours, which, as long as you're playing some solid defense there, you can manage that. And then it's really just a battle about the center, or for the center. So now naturally you got multiple doors leading into the center, and then that very long corridor all the way from top to bottom. So there's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit tough there. But I feel like sitting here and getting some cover from the other opposite ways will probably be a good way to go there, and just kind of making use of whatever little cover there is to kind of control that and keep the opponent out. So, but it'll be interesting to see which which route you take, but of course it's going to be based on what you have and your ally versus the two opposing players. So it could be pretty nasty if one side engages in kind of a rush for the middle and then kind of floods and then chooses a flank to go up or down or kind of both ways. Say you go here and then kind of run that way. So depending on what happens there, that could be, you could get exposed pretty quickly. And again, there's that other way of scoring where if you charge with 3 or more models for your whole team, that's another way of getting a victory point. But this is going to be some nasty close quarters fighting here. A lot of the action is going to be, I think, taking place here, and of course in the middle. Somebody gets caught out in the center here. There might be some potential for some long range shots, but I think overall the map is going to lend itself to a lot of short range engagements, and that's where that combat will come in. So hopefully you do have a little bit of combat ability available to you. Otherwise, it's best to sit back and put yourself into advantageous positions where you can hopefully use your firepower to whittle some people down. But again, with 4 people involved, things get crazy. And again, there's a lot of different variables and combinations that can be brought in here, depending on what everyone is playing and how they have that maxed out and whatever other expansions you're taking advantage of. But nonetheless, a fun one. Just anytime you got 4 people playing something like this, it does get pretty hectic and entertaining. So let us know in the comments, guys, what your experience has been with this one. What combination of teams have worked for you versus, what have you faced? Have you found that maybe this is really lends itself more towards close combat, or have you had success with bringing some firepower as well? What have your strategies been for winning? Do you feel like you have to kind of sit back like we were talking about, control yours, and then kind of fight for the center and make sure you dominate that? Or have you made a push for the opponent's objectives and try to take a different route there? So has a larger flank move worked? That could be a possibility too on either far end and kind of coming up through the deployment zones. But again, there's just a lot of things that could happen here with 4 people going at it and bringing all those models. So again, let us know in the comments, guys. We're happy to hear from you. Thanks so much for stopping by. Again, this is a review of a team mission here, so the Battle Brothers style mission, Stockpile. Again, good stuff there. Thanks so much for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you.